A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the equality of his actions and the integrity of his intent. A good soldier, whether he leads a platoon or an army, is expected to look backward as well as forward, but he must think only forward. Age wrinkles the body, quitting wrinkles the soul. Are we going to continue to yield personal liberties and community autonomy to the steady, inexplicable centralization of all political power, or restore the republic to constitutional direction, regain our personal liberties, and reassume the individual state's primary responsibility and authority in the conduct of local affairs? Are we going to permit a continuing decline in public and private morality, or re-establish high ethical standards as the means of regaining a diminishing faith in the integrity of our public and private institutions? Believe me, sir, never a night goes by, be I ever so tired, but I read the Word of God before I go to bed. Beware not the enemy from without, but the enemy from within. Build me a son, O Lord, who will be strong enough to know when he is weak and brave enough to face himself when he is afraid. One who will be proud and unbending in honest defeat and humble and gentle in victory. By profession, I am a soldier and take pride in that fact. But I am prouder, infinitely prouder, to be a father. A soldier destroys in order to build. The father only builds, never destroys. The one has the potentiality of death, the other embodies creation and life. And while the hordes of death are mighty, the battalions of life are mightier still. It is my hope that my son, when I am gone, will remember me, not from the battlefield, but in the home, repeating with him our simple daily prayer, Our Father who art in heaven. Competitive sports keep alive in us a spirit and vitality. Sports teach the strong to know when they are weak, and the brave to face themselves when they are afraid, to be proud and unbowed in defeat, and yet humble and gentle in victory, to master ourselves before we attempt to master others, to learn to laugh, yet never forget how to weep, and to give the predominance of courage over timidity. Defensive strategy never has produced ultimate victory. Duty, honor, country, those three hallowed words reverently dictate what you ought to be, what you can be, what you will be. Even when opportunity knocks, a man still has to get up off his seat and open the door. For those to whom much is given, much is required. It is not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. There is no substitute for victory. Give me 10,000 Filipino soldiers, and I will conquer the world. Have a good plan, execute it violently, and do it today. History fails to record a single precedent in which nations subject to moral decay have not passed into political and economic decline. There has been either a spiritual awakening to overcome the moral lapse or a progressive deterioration leading to ultimate national disaster. I am concerned for the security of our great nation, not so much because of any threat from without, but because of the insidious forces working from within. I had learned one of the bitter lessons of life. Never try to regain the past. The fire will have become ashes. I know war as few other men now living know it, and nothing to me is more revolting. I have long advocated its complete abolition, as its very destructiveness on both friend and foe has rendered it useless as a means of settling international disputes. But once war is forced upon us, there is no other alternative than to apply every available means to bring it to a swift end. It is fatal to enter any war without the will to win it. Life is a lively process of becoming. Never give an order that can't be obeyed. 9 times out of 10, an army has been destroyed because its supply lines have been severed. No man is entitled to the blessings of freedom unless he be vigilant in its preservation. No plan ever survives its first encounter with the enemy. Nobody grows old by merely living a number of years. People grow old only by deserting their ideals. Years may wrinkle the skin, but to give up interest wrinkles the soul. Worry, doubt, self-distrust, fear, and despair. These are the long, long years that bow the head and turn the growing spirit back to dust. Whatever your years, there is in every being's heart the love of wonder, the undaunted challenge of events, the unfailing childlike appetite for what next, and the joy and the game of life. Old soldiers never die, they just fade away. Once war is forced upon us, there is no alternative than to apply every available means to bring it to a swift end. War's very object is victory, not prolonged indecision. Only those are fit to live who are not afraid to die. Optimism is denial, so face the facts and move on. Our government has kept us in a perpetual state of fear, kept us in a continuous stampede of patriotic fervor with the cry of grave national emergency. Always, there has been some terrible evil at home or some monstrous foreign power that was going to gobble us up if we did not blindly rally behind it by furnishing the exorbitant funds demanded. Yet, in retrospect, these disasters seem never to have happened, seem never to have been quite real. Preparedness is the key to success and victory. Rules are mostly made to be broken and are too often for the lazy to hide behind. Talk of imminent threat to our national security through the application of external force is pure nonsense. Our threat is from the insidious forces working from within which have already so drastically altered the character of our free institutions, those institutions we proudly called the American way of life. The best luck of all is the luck you make for yourself. The enemy is in front of us. The enemy is behind us. The enemy is to the right and to the left of us. They can't get away this time. The issues which today confront the nation are clearly defined and so fundamental as to directly involve the very survival of the Republic. Are we going to preserve the religious base to our origin, our growth, and our progress, or yield to the devious assaults of atheistic or other anti-religious forces? Are we going to maintain our present course towards state socialism, with communism just beyond, or reverse the present trend and regain our hold upon our heritage of liberty and freedom? The object and practice of liberty lie in the limitation of government power. The soldier, above all other men, is required to practice the greatest act of religious training, sacrifice. The world is in a constant conspiracy against the brave. It's the age-old struggle, the roar of the crowd on the one side and the voice of your conscience on the other. There are some who, for varying reasons, would appease Red China. They are blind to history's clear lesson, for history teaches with unmistakable emphasis that appeasement but begets new and bloodier war. It points to no single instance where this end has justified that means where appeasement has led to more than a sham peace. Like blackmail, it lays the basis for new and successively greater demands until, as in blackmail, violence becomes the only other alternative.